No, także minutko coming up, jak mówiłem, FIFA 20. Zobaczymy, mam nadzieję, że uda im się mnie przekonać, że warto kupić nową FIFA. No i zobaczymy, bo fajnie by było znowu pograć, mam wrażenie. Pewnie wyjdzie znowu we wrześniu. Nie wiem, czy jest data premiera ogłoszona, czy będzie tutaj dopiero. I co ciekawe, do FIFA zostało nam sporo czasu. Tutaj ta pani tak nam poganiała. No i ta Volta, to ktoś tam wcześniej pisał, chaty tygrys, że to ma być właśnie Fifa Street w FIFA 20. I to już będzie spoko, to mi się bardzo podoba. No, ja ci tak, Bartko, szczerze powiem, to ja na FIFA, to jest druga, jedna tak naprawdę rzecz, jaka mnie interesuje tak mocniej na tej konferencji poza Fallen Order, to właśnie FIFA 20, która będzie już za chwilę, także spoko. Teraz ja cię ze znajomych... Co? Ty chcesz... No nie, no mówię, ja bym sobie... Wcześniej to już mówiłem, a cię nie było. Ja bym sobie z chęcią kupił FIFA 20, bo już sobie obiecuję od 17 chyba, że kupię na premierę FIFA, żeby sobie pograć. Ale jakoś mi to nie wychodzi. Najgorzej, że ona wychodzi po wakacjach. Na wakacje bym sobie FIFA kupił, tylko na wakacje już jest koniec FIFA i wtedy się trochę nie opłaca. Ale bym kupił tą FIFA generalnie. Dobra, contains flashing images. Okej, zobaczmy. Mamy trailerek nowej FIFA. I coś czuję, że może mocno mrygać. Na to by wychodziło. Nowa FIFA, widzę, będzie różowa. I będzie ten tryb jakiś tam Fifa Street.
What's going on, FIFA fans? I'm Golden Boy coming at to you live from the Volta pitch here at EA Play. Now, I had a blast actually hosting a FIFA Ultimate Team Champions Cup a few weeks back, but that was FIFA 19. And today we're here to talk about FIFA 20. Now, if you caught the brand new trailer that dropped this morning, you already know that Volta football is a new way to play, returning football to the street. FIFA to the streets. You like that? All right, now, for those of you who missed it, let's take a look. Hit me a pass. Ha. Nice.
Dobra, obejrzę ten trailer, bo go wcześniej nie widziałem, nie słyszałem o nim. Także z chęcią. Czyli mam powrót Fifa Street w zwykłej FIFA, także... Jaka FIFA? No tak, no daj lajka, zagramy, no niech ci będzie. Simsy są spizgane na konsolach, możliwe, nie grałem w Simsy na konsoli. I jakoś mnie to nie jara. A jestem ciekaw, czy będę gadać o tej nowej FIFA, w sensie o nowej FIFA zwykłej. O, proszę bardzo, Manchester City. Kocham, jak się robi serduszko? Nie wiem, tak się robi, może być serduszko. No podejrzewam, że to będzie na identycznej zasadzie, jak było w FIFA Street, tylko no mówię, będzie to jako tryb w FIFA samej, tak? Podstawce. I bardzo fajnie to zrobili, że tam mają actually stadion i jakieś ludzi, którzy umieją takie triki robić, no nie? Zajebiste. Volta Football, okej, dobra. Muszę zapamiętać tę nazwę, bo zapomnę.
Now, in a bit, I'm going to be chatting with Sam Rivera, the lead producer at FIFA 20, about some of the new gameplay features that are going to be coming to FIFA 20. But first, we go across the pond. Last week, singer-songwriter and Fulham footballer Chelsea Grimes caught up with some special guests to give us the details on Volta football and the culture that inspired it. Check it out.
With Volta producer Jeff Antwi and Manchester United and England legend Rio Ferdinand to talk about a subject close to my heart, street football.
Okej, czyli widzę, mamy chyba jakąś laskę, która pogrywa.
Okay, so Rio, we're here in London, your hometown. Cage football, street football. What was your memories and experiences growing up? Did you play a lot of it?
No, this was where I grew up. This is exactly what I've done day in, day out. In there, the ball never goes out of play. Physically, it's demanding. You're forced to almost have a personality and show a personality in there. Do you know what I mean?
There's definitely no hiding in there.
Oh no, you can't hide in there.
So I used to play in the street with all the boys, and it was kind of the same. You know, we'd learn how to bounce it off the curb and use the walls on people's houses as another player. What was it for you that made you want to bring it even into the game?
For us, it's a return to street football for the FIFA franchise, and we're really excited about being able to, be in places like this, where it's rooted in the real people, the real places. Authenticity, creativity, culture are all things that we wanted to bring to Volta.
Look at that guy's footwork.
Yeah, the footwork's it's amazing. That's what you can do in Volta, though. So that's part of the detail in the gameplay.
So you can do like all these
to,
mad tricks like this?
Well, just being able to be really skillful with the ball at your feet, whether it's a classic futsal drag or being able to play it off the wall to yourself to beat your opponent or flick it up over your head to create space for on goal.
Can you use like all the players from like the professional teams?
Absolutely. So obviously with it being FIFA, we want to make sure that authenticity is at the forefront. And so you can play with or against the real players, all the licensed players that we have, all the licensed clubs. You can imagine playing Chelsea versus Spurs in this London cage.
Man United versus Liverpool.
Man United versus Liverpool.
Znaczy, ja tak powiem, mnie te Street tak mocno nie jara. W sensie fajnie, że coś takiego będzie, ale ja jednak nadal wolę zwykły futbol, w sensie zwykłą FIFA.
So obviously with Volta, it's the world's game, and there's so many locations that you can play with, from a rooftop in Tokyo to a London cage like this, or even an underpass in Amsterdam. So, we want to make sure that what we're building is, real to the space, real to the people.
Well, where's the craziest place you play football?
I was actually in a camp in LA, and I played a bit of soccer there, I've never played it there before. The pitches are a lot nicer than when I grew up playing in Liverpool. What about you, Rio?
Maybe in a favela in Brazil. I went to the World Cup in Brazil. My first one I did as a pundit. I managed to go into the favelas and have a little look. It was crazy, man. And amongst that was just like a pitch in the middle of it, in a cage. A bit like here, but it's just different setting.
Right. What type of football were you playing?
We played whoever was there. So you just play with the numbers you've got. If there was 3v3, fine. If it was 5-a-sides, not a problem.
Yeah.
So
what's great is that's Volta. Being able to play 3v3, 4v4, 5v5, playing with goalkeepers, playing without goalkeepers, playing in a cage like this, or playing futsal, with more authentic rules. I think Volta does a really good job of representing the diversity of the game, not only the people, but also in the game style. You can treat the wall like your teammate, passing to yourself, or you can be really skillful with the ball, like these guys are being. Volta football is such a diverse game, and for millions of people around the world, streets is their stadium. So for you guys, what are some of the fundamental things that you take away from the streets, and what translates to the stadiums?
Small-sided games, 3 versus 3, 5-a-sides. I grew up in this environment, and I think it enables you definitely to be able to deal with people 1v1, because in a game in a stadium, in front of thousands and thousands of people, you're going to have to deal with someone 1v1 like this, and with bigger spaces. So getting used to that in this type of environment I think, for a young player, is key.
Having a personality, not being afraid to try something new here. Yeah. And obviously, eventually you can go and put it onto the big stage. So I think this is you go and express yourself.
I think definitely the word, that key word, express. If you can express yourself, you see the best in everyone. I think individually, as a team.
Street football is, for a lot of people, it's foundational. And it translates to, the stadiums. And for Volta, that's kind of how we built the gameplay experience. And so we're really excited about what we can, represent, and being able to represent the flair and the style that you guys just talked about.
I think a lot of people as well used to always associate skills and flair without the end product. I think that's what's great about this game, is that end product's always king.
Nie no, fajne, spoko. Bardzo mi się podoba, fajnie, że to będzie, tak.
Absolutely, I think that's one of the biggest innovations. You can play male or female, and they play with each other as well, and that's an important part of what we're building.
When you go and play in there, not everyone turns up in a pair of shorts, boots. Can we have jeans cut downs that I've got, or
you can have t-shirts and shorts, or you can have jeans and long sleeves. Again, a big thing for us is being able to establish the culture that is street football through clothing, through how you look, your personal style. You can have short hair, long hair. You can have tattoos, no tattoos. You can play with trainers.
Okay.
A lot of the time as well is it's not only you want to look good, you want to feel good, play good. In some of it's superstition, it's all of that.
Ja powiem wam tak, za bardzo mnie ta kultura grania tak w piłkę na osiedlu, powiedzmy, no nie wiem, jakoś, ja też w ogóle mam wrażenie, że u nas czegoś takiego nie ma w ogóle, w sensie, no dobra, granie na osiedlu, no ale to trochę inaczej. Widziałeś remaster Destroy All Human? Nie znam tej gry.
You know, we want it to be cultural and creative, and a lot of that is, you know, how you equip yourself and how you carry yourself and how you represent yourself in the game.
A co do tego 1 na 1 to też tak do końca nie wyłapałem.
Thank you so much, Rio. It's been a pleasure. I can't wait to play Volta, so I'll see you in the cage.
No to widać, no był Rio Ferdinand, Brazylijczyk i tak ta laska musiała być pochodzenia brazylijskiego. Ona chyba dorastała w Liverpoolze, ale nadal pochodzenie brazylijskiego, tak. A tam takie rzeczy są.
Updates and innovations that are going to be coming to FIFA 20.
Ja nie wiem, gdzie oni to nagrywali szczerze, ale chyba w Manchesterze mi się wydaje. Tam na początku mówiła.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. All right, all right. Pleasure to have you here, my friend. Now, here's the deal. I knew this coming into this. When they asked me to do this gig, I was like, listen, this is going to be a tricky one, right? Because FIFA has a very passionate community. I know this. I experienced this firsthand when I hosted that FUT Champions Cup. And you and I, we talked a lot about how important it's been for you to engage with the audience, with the fans, with the community on FIFA 20's development. So why don't we dive into that? Tell me about that process and how the community played a role in making this game a reality for you all.
Absolutely. Community feedback is a big deal for us. The combination of community feedback and football itself is what inspires us every year to keep innovating and to create the most authentic and fun experience we can. And we know we have a big community, so this year we actually talked to over 3,000 players, from pro players to new players, casual players, hardcore players. And because we know this is a two-way conversation, we released an important pitch notes article at the end of May, where we explain a little bit more about how we approach community feedback. So we listen to things like shooting inconsistencies or AI defending, and this feedback, together with our drive to create a more authentic football experience, led us to develop a new feature set that comes together as football intelligence.
Okay, all right, so catchphrases are all well and good, right? But let's dive into this, right? Because I want to be able to...
Okej, czyli no na pewno poprawki w AI.
For the player, what does football intelligence mean for the folks that are going to be playing in a few months?
Sure, football intelligence is a combination of features that improve the three main components of the match: on the ball, off the ball, and the ball itself. And this year we're innovating in those three areas. On the ball, we're enhancing the one-on-one moments by giving you new attacking and defending tools. Off the ball, with a re-architected game flow, we're giving players more time and space on the ball. And for the ball itself, we have a brand new ball physics system that elevates the authenticity on every touch.
Okay, so you mentioned off the ball first.
Okej, czyli no fizyka piłki i no wiadomo, no lepsze AI ogólnie, tak.
And this is a big topic within the community.
I know.
How those players interact with you when you're playing the game. So, yeah, I mean, what is off the ball? What does that mean for us?
Yes, so off the ball, if there's something that is really going to change how the game plays, is the re-architected game flow. This new game flow was designed to give more time and space to the dribbler and create more one-on-ones. A one-on-one is one of the most interesting parts of football to watch or to play if you actually play the sport. And in FIFA, it's going to be the time where user skill is going to make a difference.
Okej, czyli już widzę, że chyba ważniejsze będą w tym roku triki i trzeba się będzie w końcu nauczyć robić jakieś lepsze sztuczki niż ruletka.
You get from your teammates.
Okay, all right. So you really want to like influence the player to be engaged in that process. And I know it seems like we're kind of just like throwing questions out here, but you know, because I'm curious, I'm really interested, right? When I have a controller in my hand, you know, what does this feel like? You know, what extra space is being created with this more player-controlled approach?
Yes, first of all, the re-architected game flow allows us to encourage smart technical build-up based on skill. So when you score a goal, you feel like you really worked for it. And because you mentioned space, yes, spacing is actually one of the biggest benefits of this system. You will see how your teammates spread around the pitch in a more authentic way, allowing you to read the game better and also giving you new ways for you to create your own scoring chances. And visually, just the game looks much more like real football.
Yeah, so my teammates are going to be way more helpful for me, because Lord knows I need that, all right? Which I think, you know, a lot of us feel the struggle there. But now, what about the player, me, right? As I'm playing this game, what new tools do I have that I could put out there on the pitch?
Yes, so football is all about the decisive moments on the ball. And now that we're encouraging those moments, we're also giving players the tools to make sure those moments are in their control.
Okay.
So there's 4 features that I want to talk about: composed finishing, strafe dribbling, control tackling, and the new penalty kicks and free kicks.
All right, so 4 big topics.
Znowu zmienili te wolne i karne, o to ciekawe.
Sure. We received feedback from the community regarding the difficulty to finish in front of goal.
Okay.
So in FIFA 20, with the new composed finishing, you're going to experience more clinical and consistent shooting when you're in a one-on-one with the keeper, for example. And if you try a more difficult shot, let's say a volley from outside of the box, then you're going to have more chances to miss. So overall, we are improving the fundamentals of shooting to provide a more authentic experience. And we also listen to feedback about time finishing. And we are very confident that the changes that I just mentioned to the fundamentals of shooting, in addition to some tweaks that we're doing to the actual time finishing mechanic, are going to give you a more satisfying shooting experience, whether you time your shot or not. We are actually just releasing another Pitch Notes article about this topic. If you want to know more information, you can check it online.
Okay, so a whole topic just on this alone, which is very dedicated there. Now, you also mentioned another attacking tool, which was strafe dribbling.
Yeah.
So how is this now going to play a role in how I play out there?
Yeah, good question. So we are reinventing the strafe dribbling mechanic.
Okay.
This tool adds more dimension in attack, giving you more control, more precise and agile control of the ball when dribbling. And I would say...
Ja nigdy w FIFA nie umiałem dryblować dobrze, także nie wiem, czy to będzie dla mnie dobre. Znaczy, może będę miał motywację, żeby się nauczyć grać lepiej, jeśli o to chodzi, ale... Ja szczerze nie jestem fanem takiego grania. Chociaż to fajnie wygląda oczywiście.
We're continuing to just run through these tools, these new gameplay additions that are coming to it. What about on the defensive front?
Yes, to counter the attacking tools, we also need to bring some innovation into defending. The new control tackling system, which uses the sophistication from the active touch system from last year, is going to improve your player's tackling ability to ensure you win possession back more often than ever when you tackle in the right context.
Okay, and then the most intense, nerve-wracking moment in any game of FIFA, me and my boy Rob, we went, this is an everyday thing for us. Penalty kicks.
Yes.
What changes are you making to penalty kicks?
We have brand new penalty kicks and free kick systems.
Okay.
So first of all, the aiming mechanics are completely different and more accessible. But obviously, we're keeping some elements of skill in there to make sure there's enough depth in the mechanics for those that want to be masters on those systems. And for example, in free kicks, you're going to have full control of the spin that you apply to the ball. And that's going to create your trajectory. So you can do side spin, top spin, no spin, or a combination of them. And that's going to be based on how you swing your right stick. And then you will see the trajectory. So you can go around the wall, you can go over the wall, you can do a knuckle shot, for example. Ultimately, this
Ciekawe. Znowu to zmienili. Jestem ciekaw, jak to będzie wyglądać, bo teraz ja już nie wiem, jak będą wyglądać karne. Bo jeszcze bardziej będzie widać, gdzie ktoś celuje.
So, you know, for like us FPS gamers out there, maybe that's something that I can actually be good at, you know, like
exactly
hit with the right stick. That's awesome. All right, so on the ball, talked off the ball, but the ball. That is the most essential part of the beautiful game. So what's new with the ball?
We have a brand new ball physics system. And the ball is at the center of every match. And the innovation that we're bringing to the ball this year just gives you a more authentic experience in general.
Yeah.
So we rewrote how the ball behaves on every player contact, on every bounce, on every interaction, and how spin affects the trajectory of a shot, pass, or cross. So what you will see is more realistic player deflections, more realistic bounces. And if you do a shot, let's say a finesse shot, you will see maybe more curve. If you do a lace shot, you will see a dipping trajectory, a rising trajectory. There's more variety in general. So the entire FIFA experience feels fresh because of this new ball physics system.
Trying to get that ball to bounce in fun ways.
Mi się wydaje, no, że... Znaczy to i tak to są takie zmiany, których tak naprawdę mocno się nie będzie czuć w tej Fifie. Wydaje mi się. W sensie one będą może trochę wyczuwalne, ale jak zwykle nic się wielkiego nie zmieni, tak?
Anything else you want to say to this community?
Yes, so the features that I just talked about are very important, but there are many other changes that we're doing in FIFA 20, and a lot of them are based on community feedback. One of them is pace. We know that sometimes slower defenders can catch up with faster dribblers, so we're tweaking pace in FIFA 20. It doesn't mean that the entire game is going to be based on player speed, but it just means that player physical attributes are going to be slightly more important. We're doing something very similar for strength. And finally, for those players that have mastered the skill moves, we're obviously tuning some of them. Let's say La Croqueta, we're adding new ones. Or if you like to chain multiple skill moves in a row, then you will get a more realistic outcome. We're working on those.
So you're
details
telling me
right
that text can't like bust out like 3 elasticals at the same time?
We'll
or-
see, but you will see new behaviors there.
Text will still find a way. Text will still find a way. Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Now, when can players get their hands on FIFA 20?
So it's going to be September 27th.
Okay.
And there's some good news. If you have EA Access, you're subscribed to EA Access, you can get hands-on September 19th.
Wow, okay. And then, of course...
Kurczę, no nie wiem, czy to kupić, te EA Access, czy nie, bo to ciekawe, bo to chyba...
PS4 fans will also be able to play FIFA September 19th.
All right, look at that there.
No, ty jest na PS-a, dobra, ty, ja to chyba kupię, tylko jestem ciekaw, czy na PS-a i na PC będzie jedna subskrypcja, bo jeżeli tak, to ja kurwa bierę, bo będzie i pewnie Fallen Order i będzie FIFA w październiku. Jezu, ja nie wiem, generalnie nie wiem, co tu się dzieje na czacie, bo tak straciłem trochę rachubę. Ale widzę sobie jakieś jaja, ten... Oczywiście Bartko się tylko pojawił, już się wszystko rozpieprzyło, tak? No cóż.
They'll be posting deep dives on the Pitch Notes platform. You get more info on gameplay, career mode, pro clubs, Volta, and, because we all know you want to talk about it, FIFA Ultimate Team. So keep an eye out for those. I'm Golden Boy. Thank you so
No
much.
właśnie, to w sumie tak za bardzo nie nie powiedzieli właśnie nic o karierze, nie powiedzieli nic o innym i to będą z czasem ogłaszać. The Pitch Notes, no spoko. Fajnie, znaczy trochę nie fajnie, bo mówiłem, ja za bardzo dryblować nie umiem w tej Fifie, to tak, znaczy z tego co kiedyś grałem, no nie wiem, może teraz bym jakoś magicznie grał lepiej, ale wątpię. O, dobra, i widzę, że wracamy, okej, zobaczmy.
Here at EA Play once again, and just so you know, it's always good to give back to a great cause. You can find out more info about Play to Give online. Now, everybody, welcome to the EA Play stage, the host of The Daily Show, FIFA superfan, Trevor Noah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming out, man.
Are you kidding?
And, you know, when they told me about this, so Greg obviously very salty he didn't get to do this interview. Haha. Stuck it, Greg. So I understand you are a massive fan of FIFA.
Well, I'm not a FIFA fan. FIFA is my full-time job, and then I do other things to sustain the habits. That's
Okay.
pretty much me.
Interesting.
Yeah,
'Cause,
when
like,
you
you're on
when you
TV
when you
like
really
every
play
day.
FIFA, you don't say that you're a fan. That's
Yeah.
just what you do.
That's fair.
Like Raheem Sterling is not a fan of Manchester City. He plays for the team. I play FIFA professionally. That's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my job.
Okay, fair enough.
Okej, na szczęście kontynuujemy FIFA, także to coś tam można fajnego posłuchać, mam nadzieję.
That you play FIFA on the daily, and yet you have to work, and yet that's not your full-time
Well, luckily
job.
there's nighttime as well. You gotta allocate your time properly.
Okay,
that's what you
interesting.
do.
Trevor Noah
time
doesn't sleep.
management.
Yeah, that is confirmed. All right, so who's your favorite team again?
Who's my favorite team? My team.
Who's your
That's
squad?
what Ultimate Team is all about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, really?
Come on.
Really? That's where you're gonna go?
Why am I gonna go and support one team when I can create the best team ever? You know?
Okay, I feel like
Yeah.
you just don't want to draw any battle lines.
Oh
here.
no! When it comes to the English Premier League, I'm Liverpool through and through. You know,
Okay.
I'm excited for what they did. Yeah, pain in Kiev, joy now. And then you know, when it comes to Europe, I switch and I play with different teams. You know, because I get to enjoy just the players. But in the game, my team is the team.
Okay, so then who's like
A,
your
jednak Ultimate Team dla mnie to jest najlepsza generalnie, najlepszy tryb FIFA, najwięcej frajdy sprawia. No mogliby fajnie było jakby powiedzieli, kto będzie następnym bohaterem w tym trybie kariery, ale to myślę, znaczy no akurat no E3 to jest miejsce na największe ogłoszenia, ale no będą chcieli gdzieś to później, w czerwcu, czy tam jeszcze później w lipcu po prostu pokazać.
It's just like, who can you play with? Alan, Napoli, one of the best players you can play.
Nie no, ten Street będzie w FIFA, znaczy tak ja to rozumiem, że to będzie po prostu jakby taki tryb FIFA, tak, po prostu nowy.
When you meet
Yeah.
them with your team, they don't know who the players are, they don't know how they play, and that's what makes FIFA
Yeah.
such an amazing game for me, is the customization.
Dude, I tell you right now, blown away and very impressed. By the way, Trevor Noah, man, just dropping the knowledge out
Thank
here.
you, man. Thank you.
Trevor, I know this was a brief one, but I want to thank you so much for coming out to EA Play,
Thank
my
you so
friend.
much,
It's been
man.
a
I'm
blast.
excited, man.
And, you know, FIFA 20 is playable here, and we have to have a match. I think you and we have to have a match.
Well, we won't have a match. I will school you.
Okay.
There won't be a match.
Okay. Yeah.
We can play together,
Yeah.
and then I will teach you FIFA.
I kind of set myself up for that one. All right, well, Greg, back to you, buddy.
In my head.